Hello again, everyone. This is Bob Martin, the RCSubGuy with the NautilusDryDocks.com, and we're going to be talking about the new 900 megahertz radios today. Namely, we're going to be running through the basic setup of a brand new system, so you guys can walk through the process with me. Now, we are going to be using this tandem radio. This is an X18S. But the programming is similar for almost all of the radios. We're going to walk you through all the menu settings and the way that I would typically set something up for a standard submarine. So, let's get started. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is grab the FrSky Ethos suite software. You can download this from their website. This is what we have. What I am going to want to do here now is grab the radio and put it in bootloader mode. And to do that, you're going to press the enter key and the power key at the same time. It says bootloader, and this is version 1.4.0 of the bootloader. And if we look at the screen here, we need to make sure that the bootloader is version 1.2.1 or newer. Hey, we're in good shape. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in the radio, and it says USB connected. And if I go to Model Manager here, oh, it says it's not connected. So there we go. I just had to plug it back in. And now we've got it. So what you are going to want to do is go through this first use guide in here. It's going to tell you everything that you need to do. You can look through this updating section, and it'll show you the recent updates and everything. I'm not going to go into flashing the firmware or anything, but you can do that through this flasher, and it'll show you the versions that are out there, and you can just hit flash and it'll flash it. Not going to worry about that right now, but that is what you do in order to make sure that your bootloader is correct and your firmware is correct. All that said, now I'm just going to simply disconnect the radio, power it down, and then I'm going to boot it back up again, and we are going to manually change all the settings, get everything all set up so that we can start playing with our boat. So I'm going to power on the radio.
Welcome to Ethos. Throttle not idle.
Yeah, it's got
Switch
a bunch
warning.
of warnings.
Failsafe not set.
Skip. So what we are going to do is going to go ahead and start with system. And I like going into the alerts. And you can choose which alerts you want to have in play. If you don't like the the battery check alerts and all of that kind of stuff in there, then you don't need to worry about it. If we go back here now, date and time. Let's go ahead and set the date in our radio. And what I love about the tandem radios, this is all touchscreen. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this. It is currently the 5th of September. 5 September 2023. Set. Hit return. Now I'm going to go down to the time and hit enter. It is currently 8:28 a.m. 8:28. Now our date is set. We can go into general settings here as well. And this just allows you to set up a whole bunch of different features. The sleep, I like to move up to about a minute because I find the 30 seconds is a little bit too short. Well, let's make it 70 seconds. There we go. You can set your brightness, you can set the sleep, and you can also set the colors, or the highlight colors. So for example, if we wanted to change that to blue, because we're doing submarines, we can go ahead and do that. And I'm just going to turn this volume down. That's awfully loud. There we go. All right. Backing up here. Now, I'm just going to set the battery. Now, you can see the main voltage is at 7.6 and low voltage is 7.2. I'm going to set that low voltage at 6.4, or 7 volts, sorry. Because otherwise it gives you an alarm all the time. Now, we're going to go into model now. We're going to back out using the return key in the bottom left-hand corner here. Now you can see we're at the main screen. We're going to go model and model select. We can select that, and we want to edit this model. All right, we don't need that test one in there, so I'm going to highlight test. I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to rename this. This is going to be a Baleo, so I am going to change this to Baleo. There we go. Now you can use that Ethos software suite to upload images, so you can actually select different images. So for example, you know, they've got all of these different images that you can put on there. And if you upload your own, you can have a picture of your very own boat. Now we're going to get to the most important part. We're going to go to the mixer. All right, and we're going to go into, actually, this mode. We'll go back into model type, and instead of airplane, we're going to go other. We're going to reset all the mixes. Now when we go back here to mixer, it's got no mixes. Now, mixes are basically what tells the radio what function is controlled by what sticks. So you need to put these in. I'm going to hit add, and it's going to be a free mix. It's always on. Now, we're going to, first one that we're going to do, let's call this stern planes. And we can delete these. There we go. Stern planes. Enter. And the source for the stern planes, you just hit source. And basically it's waiting for you, or for you to tell it what to use to control the stern planes. I'm going to use this slider. Now you can see on this side, it's moving, and it's automatically selected slider right. So I'm going to hit enter and back out. And now we're going to go down to, and you got lots of options there. You can slow it, you can add weight, you can add curves. We don't need to do anything. And this is also where you would reverse the channel if you needed to reverse the direction. Output. This is going to be on, I'm going to say channel 5. All right. Now it says that channel doesn't have a name. Do you want to copy the mixer's name to the channel? Yes, I want to go ahead and do that. So now this is all done. We can exit back out. You can see it's got stern planes, which is slider right on channel 5. We're just going to hit enter. Now we want to add another mix. Let's do our throttle now, and we're going to add it after or before the first position. We're going to call it throttle. That's fine. And the input is the throttle. You can see it moving there on the left stick. And this is basically all done, except output is a channel 3, which is what we want. So now we're done with our throttle. I'm going to hit that, add another one. And we're going to add a free mix, and we're going to put this after the first position, and we're going to name this one bow planes. And delete what we don't need. Enter. The source is going to be our right stick vertical. And we're going to assign that to channel. Whoop. Output is channel 2. Do you want to copy the name? Yeah, I would love to copy that name. Now we need a rudder. So we're going to add a mix. And we're going to go to free mix after the first position. And we're going to call this rudder. Enter the source, right stick, horizontal. And we're going to assign that to channel 1. That one is done. Now the only one we need to add is our ballast system. The source, we're going to make this a 3-position switch. I'm going to make this big 3-position switch right here, which is switch C. And we're going to go down and we're going to assign that to channel 4. Now all of our mixes are complete. The radio now knows what to do with each of these commands that we implement in the boat. Now I'm going to go over to the RF system. The internal module is on. I'm going to scroll down to the owner registration ID, and I'm going to put in something new here. Something that is basically going to be like the radio ID. We're going to call this one, because this one is for Vaughn, we're going to call this one Vaughn 1X. Internal module is on. All right, we're in the RF system menu. We've set our registration ID. We're going to go down to type, and you can see it's set in TD mode. When you first turn your radio on, it's going to say access, but we don't want access. We want TD mode. That's good. You can see that the 2.4 gig is on using the internal, and the 900 megahertz is on using the internal. Set your power to 500 milliwatts. And then we're going to go down here to register. All right, from here we are going to hit register.
Register.
And it's waiting. I'm going to press and hold on the receiver, plug in power, and it pulled up
Register.
the receiver. I'm going to hit register. Okay.
Telemetry recovered.
Now we're going to scroll down here, unplug the receiver,
Telemetry lost.
hit bind.
Bind.
It's waiting for the receiver. Plug it in. There it is. Scroll down, hit
Telemetry
enter.
recovered.
Binding is okay. So we are now bound to the receiver. And you can see I have control over the servo. So I'm going to unplug my receiver because we're done binding that.
Telemetry lost.
Yeah, I know. Now we can go into the failsafes. And we want to have some custom failsafes. So you can see they're all named here. So rudder, when it says hold, it'll just hold at the last position that it took. So I want to have this set as 0, center the channel. So if you scroll over to this little shield thing here and hit enter, it will select the position that that channel is in. So we want it centered. We hit enter, we're good. We want the bow planes to go to custom, and I want to scroll over to there, pull back, hit enter, and now you can see that is the failsafe position. Throttle, same thing. Custom, I want it at 0%. You can actually set the number. I'm going to say 0%. We want the throttle to go to 0. And the ballast, we want that to go to custom as well. We want that set all the way up, blow ballast. That's been set. And we want the stern planes to go to full rise. And so now those are set. All of our channels have been set, and these are the positions that they'll go into in the case of loss of signal. Now, you can go to this checklist, which is actually kind of fun. It will tell you whether or not the sticks and switches are in the correct position. So let's do the throttle here. That could be fun. We want to have that equal to 0. Enter. We want the failsafe to be on. When we want here's our pots and sliders. So we want our, if we scroll down the slider right, we want our stern planes to be centered. So now our stern planes are centered. Now we can go to our switches. And we want switch C to be in the middle position. We want the ballast to be in the middle. So now we've got all of that set. Most of what we need has been set and configured here. Just want to show, I'm going to go ahead and plug in the receiver here. It's powered up.
Telemetry recovered.
And you can see up in the top corner there, we got full strength on the 2.4 and full strength on the 900 megahertz. If you actually go into system and you can turn on digital voltage, which is actually what I want, digital RSSI, and now it's actually showing the signal strength in decibels. So this gives you a 0 to 100 rating of the power that you're receiving from the telemetry back from the receiver. So that is basically what we got going on. That is a very general overview and a very high level overview of some of the features that you're going to want to modify when you first get your radio. And again, this was for the tandem radios with the touchscreen. The Horus is a little bit different. If you have that older model, you don't have a touchscreen, you're going to have to scroll with your thumb there, and you will need to go into the RF menu, disconnect the internal antenna, and then enable the R9M 900 megahertz. But other than that, everything is basically the same, with the exception of the receiver. You're going to want to have the access protocol for that as opposed to the tandem protocol, because tandem is 900 and 2.4, whereas the Horus is only using 900. But with that, hopefully this was helpful for you. If you have any questions or comments, you can always reach out anytime. Bob at nautilusdrydocs.com. With that, I'm going to let you go. Enjoy your new radio, and happy submarine.